Okay, so that's got its clear coat on now, guys. Couple of layers there. That's kind of the final product. I can't go too far. First of all, I don't want it to look mint or perfect. I may have to use some compound on the front wheel or some polish just to bring it up. And secondly, that's good enough. That's a nice shiny black. This is going to be an on-road usable bike. It's not going to be a show bike. It's not going to be anything amazing, but it's going to be pretty cool, I have to admit myself. So I'm going to give that 15-20 minutes sitting like it is now, and then turn it upside down, sit it on its rotor for a bit, and do the same on the other side, because at the moment the other side is grey or white or metal or whatever it is still. So first coat on the other side, well, I say first coat, first and second really, just kind of, again, just sprayed on from a distance, build it up slowly, 10-15 minutes, and then we'll put a couple more coats on, followed by a couple of thick coats. Yeah, so I think I'm going to get the radiator out, start putting that on next, because we are in that kind of stage at the moment. That'll be nice, we'll get that on and loaded, and we'll get all the coolant topped up. And then kind of by the time all that's done, maybe start with some of the electrics and the ignition, and then the aim will be to get the rear wheel back on today, which will be pretty cool, actually, pretty cool. So yes, I'm kind of hammering away here at the moment. This is my new awning for up there. It disappeared 3 weeks ago. I went through the whole eBay process. It took like 21 days to get a refund. Left negative feedback and everything, and then it turns up 3 weeks later. Problem is, I found them really rude. Not eBay, but the sellers. They, a Chinese company pretending to be from the UK, which kind of explains the timings. And they said, it's arrived, it's there. Check your neighbours. When I could see on the UPS website very clearly that it hadn't been delivered anywhere. It was very clear and obvious. So like I said, I went through the eBay policy properly, and yeah, worked out that basically it hadn't been delivered anywhere, and 21 days later eBay stepped in and refunded me. But then it turned up, so now I'm feeling like, what's the next step for me? I should probably pay them and retract my negative, although saying that, the negative, you know, waiting a month for a product that's meant to be UK based is extremely annoying. But Sultan's going to pop by after, see if he can work this out. He's quite good with all of that stuff. I'm rubbish, but he just needs to sit up there and give me 1.5 meters worth of some shelter in the winter, really. Right, radiator out, have a look, and on. Look at this. A lot of time and effort's gone into that, and ideally it would have been pressure tested as well. I'm sure it has been. Very cool, very cool. Weighs nothing at all. It's extremely light. I'm gonna get that chucked on. I'm not gonna paint it or anything. That's gonna be as it is. Nice. Someone's put a lot of effort into that, and I'm gonna show it off. So it obviously goes back into its original space. We nip it up. We top it all up with good coolant now. It's unlikely to leak, so it should be good to go. Don't forget to put on the fan on the back, and yeah, we're really getting there, guys. I'm really pleased, really pleased. I'd love to test ride this bike today, just up and down the road, just spin it, just see if it goes in gear. That'd be my aim. I'm away all next week, half-term week. I'm in Wales. I'm working, so I haven't really got half-term week because I'm working. But that includes the weekend as well. Although on the weekend I'm going to be kayaking some pretty cool rivers, so that's fun. But you may not get a video now in the week or next weekend, because I don't know if we've got any internet where I'm going or anything. It's Wales, I don't know what's going on. But yes, so I'd love to get this on, get it kind of nipped back up, get the rear wheel on and give it a little spin. If I could get the ignition on, I'd be very grateful. And if I could get the wiring for the, you know, for the speedo all nipped up, then that'd be great as well. Let's see if this new radiator holds coolant. There you go. So yeah, we'll just wait a minute. What I'll do is when the back wheel's on, I'll slosh it around a bit and let it kind of burp itself, and then it will be good to go actually. Rear wheels had its kind of couple of coats. I'm going to do one more thick coat now with the black, and then a couple of the clears, or I'll finish up the body shop clear actually, and we should be able to start putting it back together. Not going to be perfect, going to be better. That's what I'm going for. That's absolutely fine. I need to clean up just all of the arm and stuff, because it was a right pain getting that in. So clean it, grease it, including the spacers and everything else. Okay guys, we've got Gary here. He wasn't happy with his blue lever. Problem with these cheap levers, guys, and they are cheap levers, and I use them every now and again on smaller engine bikes. They haven't got the build to put proper pressure on a bigger bike. That's the truth. They're fine on your 125s, they're not on your big bikes. So I've convinced Gary to buy an original lever for that better bite, and I think it's the best decision. Rear wheel will be fine to put back on soon. That's good. I'd like to test this bike today if I could. I've been over here messing around with the housing for the wiring and stuff. That's the GPS sensor. It's bolted to the back of the housing. That's great. That's the it housed there, the wires. So we're kind of okay at the moment. That's ready to go on the bike, and then I just tuck the wiring away somewhere, so it will sit kind of like this. It will sit like that. There you go. Tuck the wiring away, and that's your kind of setup. Pretty cool, I think. Gary, you like that? Bang smack in the middle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say so, yeah.
I think it looks good. Bang smack in the middle. From an ignition point of view, the left housing here, I'm going to put the key on up here, so the key will go in up here, left housing. And yeah, that's kind of it. So I need to decide now. I think I'm going to put the rear wheel back on for convenience. Then I'm going to start looking at the electrics for the wiring.
You doing media in college, and I hated it, and yeah, you're not really going to give a shit if it's like
No.
off by a mil.
No.
So you don't want precision. Yeah, that's
Guys, looking at both exhausts, that one down there and this one here, I think we all agree that this is the better exhaust. Gary had a good idea about mounting, which would be basically drilling through here, although I don't think we'll get high enough to do that, but we can do some sort of bracket from there. That's not an issue. Main part is this bit here. How do we get this so it slides on okay, but how do we clamp it on? I think I'm going to put a slit down it on the back, slit down it, then gum. Obviously I'm going to clean it up with all this crap. Gum, and then yeah, and then so it will kind of sit like that. I think it suits the curves of the bike. I don't know. I think I've pushed it on too far. Look, I think I've pushed it on too far. I think it needs to stick out a bit, doesn't it? Like here, like yeah, I think it needs to stick out a bit, like further back, like, I don't know. I mean, it has to be pushed on to get a good seal.
I think that's all right.
Does that look alright?
Yeah. Are you going to do anything with this part here? Or are you going to leave it like that?
I could put a little bracket down to it, yeah. Could do.
Or do you want to cut it off completely?
But if I wedge it on, I can get a better seal. Look. Look, see? Get a better seal. It's gone all the way in. Huh?
That's okay.
I feel like that's too far. Kind of looks good. You know what I also could do? I could cut down there and put the exhaust down there in the middle. That would be well loud. I think it needs to go there. We're also looking at this awning going up, but This bike's really getting there. I haven't checked if it goes into gear yet.
We're in the garage, or the pit as I call it, and here is one motorcycle rescuer. And what am I? See, this is Charlie deep in thought, as we are trying to basically create the awning. However,
I can't work it out.
This is what we're working with. It's basically like complex.
How do we connect it to the mechanism?
I think instead of looking through all of this, we should have scanned the QR code and go on YouTube and watch it. What do you think?
I have no idea. I feel like this connects to the end and then somehow connects to the arms.
How does it connect? That is the question.
So I think we slide it through like we did before. So that kind of is the end. But then obviously we need to connect to the arm, don't we? The end here.
So we need to take them off.
But then what winds it back in? That mechanism.
Yes. Well, we're getting the ball rolling here, but somehow getting it to work.
Right, let's have a look. It's wasting my battery.
Is he even recording? Oh, he is recording.
Right. Alright guys, busy day setting up the shop awning. It's getting there. I might have a couple of hours tomorrow, probably not, and then I'm away for the week. So yeah. So for my own reminder, ignition needs to be done, wiring for the speedo needs to be done, side panels need to be put on, exhaust needs to be cut, so a slit down it, gummed, compressed with an exhaust clamp somehow. I mean, that'll be fine, it doesn't even need to be bolted, really, it's light enough not to. And from mudguard. So yeah, we're getting there. Yes, welcome back. Got some packages today. I got a long strip of LEDs for the garage. I've got 2 of them, 12 volt. They'll power off a little battery, that one probably. I'm just going to go all the way along the wall, both sides, and light it up in there, because in the winter I want this front area to become my usable space. So I'm going to clear a lot of this crap, bin a lot of it, and make this area my usable space for now. That means I can kind of work in here with plenty light, and I'll also potentially have my awning just to give me a little bit more protection from the rain. So LED lighting strips, a little battery that I can recharge regularly, and so on. What have I got? I've also got 2 number plates, full size and 1 under the full size. I always get away with 1 under full size in regards to everyday riding, so 8 by 6 I think it is. But I've got the big one, which I pull it over the little one for MOT with an elastic band actually, and they know kind of what's going on with that one. What else? I've got some drill bits to put up that awning. Front mudguard. And over here we've got some bits and pieces to do on this bike. I need to top up fully the cooling system, make sure that's signed, sealed and delivered. I need to put on the exhaust, again, signed, sealed and delivered, make it kind of full time and there. I need to kind of nip up. I haven't actually fully nipped up everything up here yet, so I need to nip it all up. And yeah, get it all kind of fully braced. I need to get the ignition done and dusted. I need that to be in this side panel here, and I need all the new speedo drive to have at least the GPS system in place and the backlight. I don't care about the indicators or anything flashing up, or high beam, low beam. You'll know if you're on that. And then the other thing for me was, I think this had a fuel gauge. it must have had a fuel gauge, and now it doesn't, so I'm not sure how I get around that. It kind of hit me at some point. I was thinking, hang on a minute, this thing's got a fuel gauge, so it wouldn't necessarily have a reserve. So yeah, I'll have to think about that. I'm sure there'll be some kind of generic fuel gauges, I'm sure there will be, or I might be able to do something with the old cluster, but at the moment I'm not that fussed. Again, I've got to be honest, I'm not that bothered. But stunning looking bike, I think. If you look at its stance and you look at its street fighterness and you look at its bulk, I think it's quite an intimidating bike. One other thing I've got some new wheel trim. So I've got the outside trim and I've got the some actual inside trim. The only problem is they sent me one short, but I'll work it out. So that's going to look amazing. But my focus this morning for today is bits and pieces in this garage, getting the LED lighting up, for example, getting it wired, and what else? Yeah, bits and pieces, getting the awning up. I think Sultan's going to join me and give me a hand.
Oh.